This week in disc golf, AB goes and ties history at Memorial. Gannon goes back-to-back. Cupcake is hated more than Limp Bizkit. Other pros pick up some victories. The first DGPT Elite Plus event kicks off with some unpopular changes, and so much more. What's going on, all you disc-generates? We are officially in WACO. It's Swiss cheese with the disc golf world. You guys already know the one with all the holes in his game. And you're watching This Week in Disc Golf, where we cover all things disc golf from the past week. Thanks everyone for taking the time to watch, and especially to those of you who have subscribed. Jefferson, the minivan, and myself are currently at the Beast recording this as round one is going on. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. It's the easiest way to help build the channel to support us while on tour. If you haven't watched what the pros are saying about WACO, the new course at the event, make sure to check it out, along with all the other content, as we are one of the few to bring all the action from the road and the tour stops to you. Despite the off week for the DGPT Tour, many pros sandwiched in some other tournaments. Some flew out to the Memorial, while others stopped in Alabama and Texas. AB stole all the highlights for the second straight week, this time in his home state of Arizona, at the famous Fountain Hills during the Memorial Championship, actually tying the GOAT Macbeth and course record with 17 under, only missing hole 1, which was actually an ace run turned OB for par. He would go on to hit two 60-foot-plus birdie putts on his way to the second highest rated round in disc golf history. The best part of the highlight round was the fact that fans were stuck watching paint dry's equivalent, or better known as Jacob Cupcake Curtis's marathon putt routine instead. The only enjoyment that was brought to fans was watching Jordan Castro's clock-watching reactions and Terry's revelation of having to edit down his routine, which brought all the vitriol of fans, and especially the rule police, who are stricter than Seinfeld's soup Nazi. As brutal as it was to watch on television, trust, it's worse in person. And an average 48 seconds for a putt is too long. But honestly, there are only 2 or 3 players that push the clock limits. And the criticisms from the fans have corrected other perpetrators like Gannon Burr, which unfortunately seems to be more of a solution than expecting pros to officiate the problem themselves. I just can't wait for all the players to get in line, just so we can get back to hearing all the foot fault calls on every single jump putt. Speaking of Gannon, his final round moved him into first place, giving him another victory for his now back-to-back win at the Memorial Championship, beating out Aaron Gossage, who had a stellar performance with the exception of the final day. Matteo continued his winning efforts in Alabama at the City of Mobile Championship, winning his 3rd championship in comeback fashion against Ezra Robinson, trailing by 3 heading into the final round, only to tie Ezra and beat him out in a playoff. Nothing like home cooking, even if it was the second stop of the year. Holly Finley was able to whip on the competition, taking down the event by 19 total strokes. Speaking of whips, Kat Mertz was able to win the FPO by a stroke over Rebecca Cox, who makes an absolute mean chocolate chip cookie. Man, a number of you guys are still hanging on that Cat whip bar. A tour story for a later time. Vino Makla got his first victory in 3 years in Texas at the Cancer Playbook Open over the famed Hideaway course, edging out Freddie Meza, Nicholas Antala, and Gavin Rathbun.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
WACO has already kicked off, as this is the first time the stop has been promoted to an Elite Plus event. Not only featuring an additional round, but the expansion to a second course, the Lake WACO, or known by others simply as LACO. I think someone is just trying to make it a thing as hard as fetch, but I'll roll with it. LACO's intention is to complement the infamous Beast course, which is one of the shortest technical courses on tour. Fans in the know who has seen the expansion of the tour understand that language translates to a ball golf course, which the mention for most brings repulsion at the thought, made worse after many fans are still celebrating the move away from LVC. Yet the DGPT will feature another expansion to ball golf style course and what would be considered the least likely stop on tour. Not only are they introducing the new course, but it will be featured over the Beast on the final day of the tournament. Fans will miss one of the tour's best finishing holes and drama that holes 16 through 18 at the Beast brought, whose highlight reel features some of the most iconic moments on tour year after year. Last year's Klein chase card win, Ella's mishap 18 pull, Nico's Anheuser step putt on 17, Valerie Mandojano and Kristen Tatar's insane approach on 17. Nearly every year, these holes have cashed on the drama of the Beast finish. And so did the DGPT, as those highlights are still used. I don't want to twist the knife even further, as the beast itself also faced some changes with the removal of 15 and a new hole altogether. Now, before you guys start making some other plans for the weekend, what if I told you the WACO course will play out exactly how you envisioned, yet also unlike any other prior golf-style course you disdain? Yes, it's a temporary course that will absolutely showcase a lot of hyzers, but not necessarily a hyzer fest. It'll feature some open bombs, yet with some big differences, including 400-foot plus water carries, par fours that are difficult for the elites to eagle, unlike other golf stops, less manicured fairways, tight pin locations, and hole 17 should entertain fans as much as it has for the pros already. And the trees create some decent line shapes for the average disc golfer to navigate. Yet with these arms, simply not tall enough for the pros not to simply go over. The front half of WACO is softer than the back, so as much as the front 9 might bore fans, the back half being tougher hopefully will lift the finish and keep things tight. Add that wind conditions with OB could make things interesting also. All hope should not be lost on the ball golf detractors. The additional course was a necessary evil, the unspoken part of the year's new Elite Series twist. The needed space to allow more fans spectating, vending, and importantly, safety, as the stop was beginning to outgrow the Bravos Park location. But having some of the most raucous crowds up close on top of the action and finish at the Beast was just as important in making this stop iconic, marketable, and its eventual promotion to an Elite Plus event. Losing that might hurt more than the course layout on a golf course. WACO may have grown too fast for some fans and pros' liking, but like every disc golfer who matures away from that far too early first destroyer purchase, it was needed to grow. Look, we will just have to wait and see for Sunday and all the action that it will create, but nothing will compare to the 18th finish at Bravos Beast, even with the pro Instagram shots that 17 at WACO brings. Personally, I remain reserved and cautious about the finish, but admit though it's different in shape, feel, and many other ways, at its roots, it's still another ball golf course on tour, no matter how much you dress it up. Some tournament quick hitters. We have a number of pros drop out of the event, most notably being Kelvin Heimberg, who is dealing with a nagging injury that helps justify his poor finish at his home state. Lexus Mondahano pulled a muscle during practice round and dropped out also, along with Conan Montgomery, who is still recovering from surgery this offseason. Bodanza is making his first tour stop here at WACO, which has become a rite of passage as WACO is home to many first tournament runs for a number of pros. We at the Disc Golf World wish him the best of luck. Another big note coming out of WACO are the tee pads, which are built similar to a patio, extremely sturdy and raised. But for pros with longer X steps, the pads are a little short. It is something a number of pros will have to make adjustments for. Now let's get to some quick hitters. Kayla Viska in the sport announced another big outside sponsorship, this one being with Microsoft Teams. We need all the fans to join and comment and show out for the disc golf community. Sick opportunity as more and more outside companies help further our chances to grow the sport. That, and with an AB giveaway to boot, it's certainly worth the time to join. If you were able to catch the coverage, your boys made it onto the press conference, something that we promise will continue while we are on tour. We are just getting our feet wet and trust our personalities will shine through more and more at each stop. Jefferson snagged an ace on hole 11 during our first round at the Beast, making another round cut, only for our boy Gavin Phillips to go Eskimo brother ace the very next day. Gannon Burr announced he has only scored 5 total aces in his lifetime. His famed caddy not only trolled Gannon's Dino Nugget diet this week, but also snagged the MP40 win at Memorial. Ricky Wysocki hosted 15 pros at his house, including the Discmania boys and Isaac, as Ricky chose to be house mom to the young players. I missed Katrina Allen's and Austin Hannum's announcement last week that the two are expecting a baby girl. Congratulations to both on the incredible news. And guys, that wraps up This Week in Disc Golf. Look out for those at 12 p.m. the following day to get caught up on all the action of the Elite Plus event. And if you're attending the event, look out for the 2 goofballs in the media vest, probably looking lost. Come say what's up and maybe make a cut for a future vid. If you stayed this long, thank you and pat yourself on the back. If you aren't subscribed, make sure to do so. While you're at it, like, comment, and share. And if you want more, check out all the previous episodes and all the content we continue to pump out.